ShopNBC.com. You don't have to worry about that. All right, so check it out. Plus, there's a whole lot of other special events there that we're not getting to on the television. All right, let's get Larry Magen out here because we're going to talk about Stuhrling. Stuhrling is actually a really interesting watch. In fact, it's a watch I've personally collected for over a decade. And the reason that I love Stuhrlings is they're always a very interesting looking watch. Sometimes they're elegant, sometimes they're dressy, sometimes they're sporty, sometimes they're very deliberately outrageous, and which is all factors depending on mood and so on I would look for in a collection. They also do fantastic works in both the mechanicals and the automatics, and we're going to illustrate both of those here in just the next few minutes. And then you add, on top of everything else, the fact that invariably you guys have figured out ways to make these concepts affordable. This is Larry. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Tim. How are you? Good
I'm
to
well.
Be here.
Let's jump into this because, again, pressed for time. It seems to me as we're jumping into this that you guys have really gone after the dress sport watch market in a real sense with sort of a vengeance. You're bringing in some of the vibrant colors, but you're still using some of the classic gold layering processes. This is a great place, I think, for us to start. Beautiful
call, Tim. You're absolutely correct. You've recognized our Delphi. This is from our Bardolatry series in our classic collection. But in the Bardolatry series, all of those skeleton mechanical automatics that you've come to know and love with this triple-step design case in the Delphi line, they all have a guilloche dial, and they're all very dressy and elegant. What we've done now is we've sported it up. Just like you said, the dial now is kind of a modern and sport style of dial, but you still have the skeletonization, all the Stuhrling touches, and we've now added a beautiful silicone rubber strap, custom molded, solid integration to the case, like an end link on a bracelet.
Okay, let's go through the selections here, because a big part of the story is not just the fact, by the way, it is down to 78.22, and while that is a factor, and incidentally, this will be the final presentation on this particular item. Now, we'll have more from Stuhrling. That's not what I'm saying, but if you want this one and you prefer buying live from television, as many of you do, over 500 now confirmed sold, which means obviously we're getting into the final quantity. So here's what's going on. Some of these have gold layering and some do not. So, for example, you can choose from a gold tone, silver tone, which is the gold tone with literally a silver colored dial. There's going to be a silver tone with a black. There's a silver tone, black with silver tone. And then we've also got green with silver tone, and we've got the blue with a gold tone, and there's even kind of a champagne, which I think they're just calling gold tone here. So what you guys are obviously doing is you're picking some of the more sought-after colors, some of the more classic colors. I also think bringing in some of the current in vogue, like that green-black radiant, for example, that was a very, very smart idea. So you're really, in my opinion, I think playing to two very key things here. The guys that want to collect the classics, as well as those who say, you know what, I appreciate classic architecture, but I want a bit more in vogue color. Here's everything wrapped up into one very affordable watch.
Well, very much so, and it also makes it much more versatile. You can still wear these for dress, and I've showed that throughout the day with a suit and everything, and I'll show you how that looks so you can pull that off, but also with the colors. It does make it more versatile and the sportier look. You can take this out on the weekend. You can wear it to the store, to the park, take the kids around, to the ball game. You can wear it to the office. It gives you much more versatility. The Delphi Adonis, which is a brand new model we've brought out here today just for the holiday season, is the one that has finally brought me personally into the Delphi series. Finally, after all these years, our #1 selling all-time skeleton mechanical automatic series is the Delphi. Now here, this is a brand new execution, Tim. This is our gold tone blue. They're going case, then dial. But this execution, we've never done this before. It reminds me of my high school colors. This was my high school colors right here, gold and blue, and it was this color blue, this color gold. That is 23 karat yellow gold, by the way. If you're new to watchmaking, these are genuine mechanical automatic timepieces. There's no battery in this watch. Do not let this price fool you. This is today's top value extra that was put together specifically with ShopNBC in mind for the holiday shopping season. They make fabulous gifts, Tim, as you know, because the skeleton watches, people open the box and it's the wow factor.
Well, I'm sure you've had the experience, because I certainly have on numerous occasions where you're wearing a skeleton watch, and I got somebody that's stopping me, not because they know me from TV, they don't know who I am, they don't care, they just want to know, what are you wearing and where can I get one? And it's fascinating to me watching their fascination with a mechanical automatic. Sometimes, in a lot of instances, they just haven't seen one before.
It's true.
And it's this fascination where that's what goes on in there. That's really what a mechanical can do. And I think one of the things that these skeletons, if you're not familiar with them, bring to the table, and this would be a skeleton as we're showing you, which means that it's a decorated mechanical, in this case mechanical automatic movement that is, it's a hand-built machine that tells time. It literally takes the mechanics of what goes on in a wristwatch to tell time, and it exposes the whole thing, and it does it in a very artful way, and it's extremely eye-catching. This one for $78 is, in my opinion, especially with 5-pay, this is an absolute steal.
Well, thank you, Tim. You know, when you're wearing a skeleton mechanical automatic timepiece, and I've put on the silver tone black, by the way, to show you, you know, that you can wear this dressed up, of course. But when you wear a skeleton mechanical, it's really about sharing your love and appreciation of watchmaking. It's watchmaking the old-fashioned way that goes back a couple of 100 years. You know, the way maybe your grandfather used to wear watches, where there was no such thing as battery-operated watches with computer chips. Now, this is a nice shot right here of the inner workings of the watch, and of course, that's the beauty of owning a skeleton. That wheel that you see bouncing back and forth, it's beating at 21,600 vibrations per hour. That's called the balance wheel. And by the way, here we have Lexi showing off this would be called the gold tone, silver tone. If you like that orange strap, and of course not everyone can carry off the orange, but if you like that, you would order that as the gold tone, silver tone. They're going case and then dial. But this is a 44mm case design, and we know from our Delphi set that we had with the male, female, his and hers, that a lot of ladies like the 44mm size. They were keeping both of them, and that's 44mm on Lexi. It looks fabulous.
And it certainly speaks to, as you rightly point out, the fact that so many women, especially those looking for the more fashion-forward thinking concept in wristwatches, want the bigger look, and a 44 is going to deliver that, while at the same time still, and I think primarily being built for the guys market. Now, I've got barely 10 seconds left here. We're going to get to the Tourbillon next, but here's the deal, guys. $78.22, 5 interest-free payments. All of this goes away. The special offer goes away at midnight Eastern time tonight, and that includes, incidentally, the half off on the shipping. This was the final presentation, V400-274. And I believe all choices are still remaining, but not very many in those. Now, next hour, and we've certainly been talking about this for a while, is the debut of Ingersoll. And we've got Kevin, who flew all the way from England, by the way, to do this. So we get to welcome him to the show here in just a few minutes. But he's going to be sharing his thought and insight on a brand that I'm sure many of you guys are very well aware of, and we're thrilled to have them as part of our family here. This one is down to $250, $268, and 5 interest-free payments. And you pick it up, obviously finished in rose gold, in either the black or the white dial, 333197 being the item number if you want to get in advance on that. All right. This is fun. Go figure. Today's top value is a handmade tourbillon. Check this out. Okay, let's get into it, because this is to say the least, it's a huge deal, because this is not the look of a tourbillon. And many times you will hear myself or others talk about this. This resembles a tourbillon, and the reason is that is the watch, you know, whatever you're talking about at the time, is designed to look like a very, very expensive watch. But this is a tourbillon, and it makes all the difference in the world. The tourbillon, and now we'll have a few minutes to get into what one is for those of you that aren't familiar. I describe it as one of the holy grails of watches, which means that every watch collector aspires to have one. I think historically the reason that most people don't own them has been a price issue. Tonight we've removed that. It's down to $649.85, which is astonishingly inexpensive, by the way, for a tourbillon if you're not familiar. And with 5 interest-free payments, you're talking about a true tourbillon that is home at just $129.97 and will even comp the shipping. Now, guys, this is coming down to the wire, especially if memory serves, I think, on the yellow.
The gold tone, yeah.
So it's the gold tone is how, if you want it layered in yellow gold. Then we've got the gunmetal here, which is obviously kind of a charcoal gray. And then we've got the rose over here, which I think is the most opulent of the three. Now, clearly, based on the launch from last night and what we've seen through the day, You've had a huge run of success. But before we get into all of that, I wanted maybe to get your thoughts and insight from Stuhrling's perspective on the building of a tourbillon, the achievement that you guys actually have presented this evening.
Well, thank you, Tim. You know, Stuhrling Original, we take great pride in our tourbillons. We were featured in Grand Complications, published by Tourbillon International 2010, with our King's Court tourbillon. We have, together with ShopNBC, have revolutionized the home shopping industry as far as tourbillons go. Stuhrling Original was, in fact, the first company to actually offer a genuine tourbillon on home shopping television, and that was 8 years ago, right here on ShopNBC with this guy sitting next to me, Tim Temple. You were the guy that actually sold the first tourbillon in home shopping television history. That was 8 years ago. Last year, in 2009, taking that a step further, we were the first company to break the $1,000 barrier in home shopping television. And now this today is really two new records. Number one, it's the first time in television home shopping history that a genuine tourbillon is being offered as a today's top value. I don't care which station you refer to, which home shop, has never been done, going all the way back to 1986, and it's being done right here today. And secondly, this is the lowest price genuine tourbillon in the history of home shopping television, never been done before. And don't think that it's cheap, Tim. This is a 28,800 vibrations movement, Tim.
I love this movement. I really do. In fact, without getting, I'm not going to state color, but I'll put it this way. My order's already in for one of these, and I'll just leave it. And I'm not going to get in. I bought the so-and-so. But it's an amazing watch. So we're going to grab a couple of calls here, and let's get to that now. But as I do that, I want to caution you as to the gold tone. Gold tone is very, very close to being sold out. It is still available. And if you'll call immediately or you'll go to our website, shopnbc.com, you have a decent shot at getting the gold tone. But very realistically, gold tone is probably gone in this hour. Yeah. Now, the others, we'll do additional presentation, but gold tone, probably not. Let's say hi to, I think it's Stan, I believe, up first. Hey, Stan from California. Welcome.
Hey, Tim. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Stan. Welcome to the show. Wonderful.
Hey, I just wanted to say, Tim.
Yes.
Your watches are the most purest form of mechanics that I've ever seen, and it took 4 years for me to buy your watches.
Wow, you talking about Stuhrling Original?
Yes.
Well, thank you for your support, Stan. Greatly appreciate it.
I ordered the extra top value today, and I own two of the ones that it's got the bridge for the second hand.
Oh, the Brumalia.
The mechanical?
The Brumalia.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a beauty.
The other one that you ordered, that it looks like the movement is floating?
Yeah, the Zeppelin.
Yes, I got that one too.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about buying one of these, going in Hawk, buying one of these.
Well, I'll tell you what.
This watch is wonderful.
Well, you know, yes, the Delphi Adonis, a fabulous buy. Let me just say this, Stan. Thank you so much for your support. And if there's any way possible that you can find it to pick up one of our, you know, Imperial Dynasty Tourbillons, it's non-negotiable. This is one you must have. This is an all-time, never been seen before. But thank you so much for your support, Stan. We greatly appreciate it. Much love to you.
The night's not over yet, but I bought the green in our top value today.
Well, thank you so much for your support. Much love.
Sure. Can I ask you something, Larry?
Go right ahead.
Is there any paperwork in that stuff that I got to send to you for the warranties?
Well, you can register your warranty by mailing it in. We give you a return envelope, or you can go to our website and do it online as well.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, and Merry Christmas to you.
All right,
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Stan. We appreciate it. Stan from California. That's got to be, I suppose, very gratifying to you when you talk about someone who's actually collected you for years and is really noting you guys' achievements, such as, obviously, tonight, we're seeing the last of the mechanical tourbillon selling out.
Well, it is very gratifying for me, and I believe it's equally gratifying for you, Tim, because let's face it, you launched this brand on ShopNBC 8 years ago. You're very humble about it. But, you know, our exclusive manufacturing partner, George J. von Berg, came all the way in from Switzerland.
Yes, he did.
And he sat right here on the studio, right next to you.
And it's sold out.
And Stuhrling Original launched the brand, and you were the man to do it. And finally, now you're getting to bookend it.
And can I talk price point just for a second?
Go
for
ahead.
those of you who don't remember, there were 2 tourbillons on that show. One was solid 18 karat gold, and the other was steel. The solid 18 karat gold one went for $18,000, and the stainless steel one went for $11,600. That is how far we've been able to come in the production and reducing the cost. Like I was there, that you guys have been able to achieve in bringing the cost down to make this affordable so that so many more collectors can say, I own a real tourbillon.
You know, I really want to kind of reach through the camera and just grab every one of you and shake you and say, stop and look and listen. This is 2 words to describe what's on your screen right now. Not normal. This is a genuine tourbillon, the holy grail of watch collecting. They start at anywhere around 40,000 and go north from there all the way up to $1 million when you're talking about handmade, Swiss-made tourbillons. And of course, the almanac of the industry is Grand Complications, published by Tourbillon International, and we are featured in this year's edition of Grand Complications, published by Tourbillon International. And here's Stuhrling Original. This is our King's Court tourbillon right over here on this page here. This is this year's book. Now, that's our $36,000 King's Court. That's solid gold, okay? That's not the watch you're getting, and you don't get this book with it, although it's a nice book to have. But it's coming from the same brand, the same company that makes this, that's featured here, that takes pride in our tourbillons, is partnered together with ShopNBC, worked together for over a year to be able to bring this offer to you in this holiday gift-giving season. This one is non-negotiable. You must own it. And Tim, I believe our designers have hit it out of the park. You know, many of our pieces, as you know, are inspired from some of the high-end Swiss brands. This is a, original design from our design team with George J. Von Berg, and I love it because I took one look at it and I said, what is it about this that is just so beautiful? And the more I looked at it, it's the way that the dial, looks like a curtain that's being raised, and it's like, ta-da, behind the curtain, there's the tourbillon dead center, and the perlage treatment behind the curtain on the top plates of the tourbillon. This is amazing, and in a nutshell, the tourbillon was invented and patented by Abraham Louis Breguet over 200 years ago, patented in France as an anti-gravitational device, and it's considered the holy grail of watch collecting. Tim, take it away.
Let's grab another call or two very quickly. It's Kathy from Illinois up next. Hey, Kathy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I just purchased I think they were called the jellies, the bright-colored watches in sets of 3 that you all were featuring earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I got them for my nieces. I got 3 different sets, and then earlier this week, I bought myself the baby Lupa with the 5 matching straps
Nice.
that you guys were showing.
Fabulous.
I'm like peeking out the door every second to see if it's here yet.
It'll be there soon. And Kathy, I'm curious, is that holiday shopping then, or it's just for yourself, or both, or what's going on?
The jellies that's holiday shopping.
Right.
The baby Lupas for me. And I was even watching the Waltham watches a while ago, and I had bought the set with all the different colored straps for myself a few weeks ago, and then I also bought it for my mom because it was just so beautiful.
You know, Kathy, I'm going to interject because, frankly, we're up against a clock here, and we got to run, but I'm going to recommend the Waltham, and it's in the show tonight. The Waltham Mickey Mouse. If you've not seen it, it's a must-own, and just based on what you're telling me for your collection, I think you're really going to enjoy it. And Kathy, I got to keep going here, but I wish you and yours a very, very happy holiday season. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I appreciate that.
Sure. Happy holidays, gentlemen.
God
Thank
bless,
you so
Kathy.
much.
Thank you.
And we're down, obviously, just to the last few moments, and we're about to call the yellow tone, gold tone, I should say, more accurately, sold out. This has got to be a real source of pride, I think, for you guys.
Very much so. It is a genuine alligator strap from Hadley, Rome. I did want to point that out. $250 value just on the strap alone. Don't miss this, guys. Thanks so much, Tim.
It's a beautiful large grain alligator.
Don't
Hadley
miss this
Rome
one.
is fantastic.
Tim, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
We'll see you again.
Larry's going to stick around. We're going to do an additional evening presentation on what's left of the tourbillons coming up a little bit later on, but there's a whole lot more ahead, not the least of which is the debut of Ingersoll. And that's going to be happening, frankly, after the break we're about to go to. So stick around. We've got Ingersoll and a whole lot more from a variety of brands moving through tonight.